Now, I am not doing this reading actually in July. Of course, it's before July. We're looking ahead. But I'm about 2 months ahead. Knowing that we are going into this big ugly, or going into the peak of this big ugly globally. So even more so than ever, Aries, these readings are becoming more and more interesting for me to explore the energies and how we are navigating through them. So let us begin. Month of July for Aries, the head of your reading and overall energy. Cards were pre-shuffled to save time. Page of Air. So somebody's watching somebody, or maybe we're watching world events, birthing something new. The Empress, 2 of Air, 7 of Earth. What is this? A long labor, and the World card. All right, let me put it to you in a metaphor of someone having a baby, a woman having a baby. And at that moment of birth, there is this decision that needs to be made. Is the baby's breech, we want cesarean or we want natural birth, or whatever these decisions are. There's patience involved here, that maybe not make this decision too quickly. Yeah, okay, maybe that wasn't a good metaphor. The baby's coming. Make up your mind. And then we have the World card, which is the end of the cycle. With July and all of us feeling what is going on in the world. This is very telling because it's also bringing in, like new finance systems and banking collapses. I'm not sure where we're going to be at in the peak of this. It's showing the end of this cycle. 4 of Water. Aries, you'll feel like second guessing yourself, or you may have this energy of let's get it over with, or it may just be disappointment. At the heart of your reading is the 5 of Air and the 10 of Air. So it looks like you're going to have to do a little bit of finessing to make this complete, or complete this cycle. This is conflict, distractions, and this is completion. Everything you've been through now protects you. Knowledge gained is wisdom learned, or maybe I got that backwards. 7 of Water. Lots of opportunities or confusion. Yeah, opportunities, definitely, under the World card. Messenger of Earth, the Hermit, 5 of Fire, 4 of Earth. Strong Virgo energy. You're going to have, in July, you're just going to have to put the Aries fire on simmer. It sees you doing this because of this conflict. And while you navigate, this feels like the last breath of this journey into completing that cycle and having all these paths to choose from are now coming in sight for you. Opportunities. But maybe that it's that period of time that makes us feel like we're put in pause. So you'll be more conservative, hanging on to your money, being careful where you spend it. Isn't that interesting though, Aries? The Empress. And the overall energy. Now, often the way the cards, depending on the way the cards lay out, that could be a spy. Somebody's watching you, waiting for a moment to approach you and speak to you, and will bring helpful information or helpful news. Maybe the news that will help you decide, and you need to be patient for this a little longer. Even though we're going through this turmoil, you have completed. It's like you've done everything you could do. You have completed. Just be patient while this conflict plays out. And this is that conservative energy. This is the slow down energy. Absolute slow to a crawl. You may be dealing with a Virgo. The shaman. Overall energy. Ooh. Aries, are you going to see a UFO this month or two? The shaman is the storyteller, the myth maker. Creating a... Now, this does not necessarily mean bad. Let's look at the positive, because of all of the stories that come together, that you have to take your time, slow down that Aries fire. And even though this is, you know, this really feels like suppression of that fire while you watch things play out. Those are your conflict cards. Okay. So here is the story unfolding. Maybe that's you taking that energy on the page of air, that you're just watching to see how this story plays out. The journey, birthing. Wow. Doesn't that sound or look like there's the end of that cycle? You're birthing this journey or completing it. Well, it would be the same, wouldn't it? If you're starting a journey, you ended one. And we have the moon again, that spiritual or esoteric light. Just feeling the vibes. Queen of Vessels. Five of Bows. Three of Stones. Okay. The end of this cycle, you're going to be creative. You're going to find a creative way to end this cycle, or a creative way to begin this new cycle that is being lit. And look, we have the salmon spawning, so it will fight up the falls. That's the image for this card. But the underlying energy of the card is intuition. Psychic connection to that call. So it's a difficult decision, but one that you have this strength, this heavenly type strength being, you know, aided to you. This is empowerment. Be patient. This, yeah, this will empower you. I was looking for some real spiritual, creative wording, creativity. So you have help here. You have definite help. You're not the only one in this thought or position or idea. This really feels like some idea how you're moving forward. There's different ways you can move forward in July, looking towards, you know, long-term journeys. You don't want to go down the same path. It would be disappointing if you had to do that again, right? Is this over a soulmate? Is it worry over a soulmate not being on board? Whoop. This is actually this card. You see the difference though. And this is what I mean about that need to, or you feel you need to suppress that fire and just watch it play out. Even though, look, Aries, you're bursting in light and the arrows are missing you. But it has been frustrating, no doubt. To wait for that moment to jump. Two of Bows, decision. The crossroads. All right. So here you've made your decision here. And the decision will, the underlying reason will be to suppress something, to save, save money, or to hold on to what you've got. And this is where you have chosen the method. This is Seven of Wands. There's all kinds of ways you can take, which can be confusing when you need to choose, right? When you need to choose and you're following your gut instinct. Let's talk about love. I just want to look at these for a minute. Shaman watching you. How did I forget these cards, Aries? It was meant to be, so let's do this. This is victory. Abundance, victory. Same thing Mem shows. It looks much like the wheel, doesn't it? The Wheel of Fortune. But this is where it starts to flow. It comes slowly at first. Well, it might be just a matter of building a campfire while the world is on fire or whatever, and wait for the dust to settle. In the meantime, you are at your hearth. In your surroundings are safe, feel very safe. All right, let's talk about love. This can be a marriage too. There's something to celebrate here. Is it this birth? And how did I forget these cards? I should get my eyes checked. Eight of Arrows. This is why I try to lay them all out first. Ace of Arrows. Three of Vessels. All right, there's the joy, the celebration. The birth has happened. You pick the right, this path you're choosing in July is a wise choice. Breath of life, there's that spark of the new cycle entering as you've exited the old cycle, finishing it, ready to jump to the new one. Creatively, because everything's different now, isn't it? If you were to look back 3 months ago and say, this is where you'd be today, you wouldn't have imagined it. This is feeling stuck, the struggle with that. Isn't that, I'm holding two different things here. That struggle we talked about. So that just clarified it. And the Ace of Arrows, the breath of life. The breath of life. There's the completion. 10. All that was true. Maybe this is where you needed patience. You would be empowered with the truth and the path, the answer. Are we good? We covered all the cards. I lose time too, Aries, when I do these readings. We go off into shaman worlds, thoughts, dreams, stories, myths. Interesting how things are unfolding though, isn't it? With myths, we're finding out that a lot of the myths were actually true, but it was only a description at the time of what they could understand, because the world changes. You've changed. We've all changed. Unrequited love. Playfulness. So, okay, in relation to this energy, you have to release that sense of what's holding you back in this new cycle that's waiting for you. The celebration. This could be a marriage celebration, you know, honeymoon. Look at that, hermitized. The frustration of getting there and at the crossroads. So July, you're at the crossroads. This is like, reserve yourself. Four of Earth, reserve yourself. Like, if you've just newly become single, it might not be a good time to pine. Get out there and be part of the world. Be part of the change. Be at one with upper consciousness. Let your friends help you. That's it. That's it, my friends. All right, so let's talk about some of you who are still attached to someone, you know, or you've been a long time married, you're with your soulmate. So there's an issue between you and your spouse. You don't feel that you've been given your due love. Your due love. Like, come on. Where's the reciprocity in that? That equal give and take. Well, sometimes one or the other partner has to pick up the slack, and it's disappointing, and you get bored with the cycle. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. However, in life, when we are with our soulmates, we have those periods, and what we have learned from those periods is what we can love in that person. They get rid of this thing that you don't, that feels like a burden to you. I hope that made sense. Check out the description below for your other half of this, which is your astrology. And that's in a link below this video. And thank you for joining me, Aries. Enjoy your July. This is probably the most, even though we're going into the big ugly, it's probably the most alive we're going to feel as you know, humanity going through this. God bless. Bye for now.